Welcome back, everybody, to the Talk with AVC, and we have now reached our NFL segment. Yes. So the draft is this Thursday. I am excited and terrified at the same time. So last time I went through my mock draft. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. It's under the Talk with AVC NFL from last week. I don't think I'm going to do a full mock draft today. I think what I want to do is I just want to go through some scenarios on what I've been hearing, what I think would happen, and what I would do. So I think 1, 2 in this draft are pretty obvious. I think it's going to go Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. I don't think there's a chance it goes with anything else. So the intrigue starts at 3. Sorry, allergies are getting to me in the morning here. The intrigue starts at 3. Kyle Shanahan came out. Oh, excuse me. Apologies about that, everybody. The allergies are really getting to me today. Back to the Niners at 3. So it gets intriguing at this spot. But when Kyle Shanahan comes out and says that he likes all 5 quarterbacks, and then comes out and says that he doesn't really care who the media or the fans say he should pick. First of all, good on him. That's the right attitude. Because you know more than any of these pundits are telling you. I mean, like I'm a guy who just happens to look very closely at the NFL. I don't have any more expertise than Kyle Shanahan does. So I believe he'll make the right pick for him. I mean, the guy made Kirk Cousins look like a franchise quarterback. I'm sure if he likes Mac Jones, he'll take Mac Jones. I just don't see you trading up to 3 for Mac. But hey, crazier things have happened. If I had to make the pick, I would go with Lance. I wouldn't go with Fields because I think if you go with Fields, the pressure is going to be on you right away. Not only just start him, but it's just going to be pressured. I wouldn't go with Mac because then I think you're going to be under the most scrutiny for bombing and you'd have to rush him. I think Lance is the nice pick here because if Jimmy's going to start another year, Lance gets a year to develop, which he needs. He needs to go to a team where he gets at least a year. And he honestly has the second or most upside in this draft, especially at the quarterback position. And you give Kyle Shanahan Trey Lance, if Trey Lance develops into what we think he might be, that could be an insanely deadly combo. No, I ranted about them last time, but we're going to talk about them again. It's the Atlanta Falcons at 4. And they're pissing me off again. Why are they pissing me off again? Well, because Thomas Dimitroff messed up the cap situation so much that now Atlanta does not even have enough money to sign its draft class. This is why Dimitroff should have been fired 2 or 3 years ago. But I digress. So the Falcons have about 33 people on the roster. They don't even have a full roster, and they're over the cap. They did some restructuring to get to about the cap, but they don't have enough cap room to sign their draft class. That's not good. So they've started fielding calls on, according to Terry Fontenot. I got the name right that time. According to Terry Fontenot, on every single player on the roster, they have to listen to trade calls due to the cap situation. Layman's terms, they've listened to trade offers for Julio Jones. Let me just say, as a Falcon fan, that if Julio gets traded, that would arguably be the saddest moment of my life as a sports fan. Seeing him in another jersey would just feel wrong. And let me tell you, you better get something great for him. You better get more than what Minnesota got for Stephon Diggs. I understand Julio's not in his prime anymore, or he's probably on the back end of it. But the guy as his prime is still a top 5 receiver in the league, arguably top 2, arguably number 1 if you're me. So it's just it's tough. I don't know what the right move is. I feel like you could really I'd want to keep him, but I don't know what you do. Somebody's going to have to be restructured or somebody's going to have to be traded. And even with trades in the NFL, you're not getting instant cap money relief like people think. You're eating these millions of dollars of dead cap room. The Eagles are paying like Carson Wentz a $40 million dead cap hit or something. Like that's just cap space they can't use for a year. So, I mean, nothing would happen until June 1st, but it's frightening. But at the draft, Atlanta, for the love of all things that are holy, just trade down. Somebody will want to move up. Just trade back. Please, I beg of you, trade back. Just trade back. Trade back and let somebody else take the big swing at 4. Trade back with Denver. You know you want to. I know Denver wants it. You know Denver wants to trade up. Cincinnati. So I had mocked Sewell to them in my last draft. Apparently, I did not interpret that Joe Burrow would not know what his own needs are. See, Joe Burrow seems to think they need his old boy from LSU, Jamar Chase. And while I respect the loyalty, and it'd be cool to see them in the NFL together, Joe, you're going to get hit or sacked before you even get the ball to him. Your old line is so terrible, it cost you your ACL last year. Bungles, come on. Don't mess this up. I know you're going to, but please try not to. Ugh. It's frightening. Miami. Now, I'm of the opinion that Miami, if Sewell is there or you like Slater or not Slater, Darashaw a lot, take them because I think an offensive lineman is what they need a left tackle. If Sewell is not there and you don't like Darashaw that much to pick him at 6, then take the best weapon available, whether that is Kyle Pitts, whether that's Devontae Smith, whether that's Jalen Waddle. Take one of those guys. That's what I see them doing. So go with that. I think that's the best move for them. Detroit is either going to trade up for a quarterback or trade back. I don't know which. If I were them, I'd trade back. Maybe with a team like New England who could be looking to move up for a QB. Carolina, you spent almost your entire draft last year on defense. You just acquired Sam Darnold to be your quarterback. Let's help him out. Get the best weapon available, whether it's get the best offensive player available, whether it's a weapon specifically if Kyle Pitts is there. I don't know if he'll fall that far, but Kyle Pitts in Carolina would give me nightmares as a Falcon fan. I almost want to take him so that Carolina doesn't take him now. I think maybe that's the logic, but that could be frightening. Maybe a Rashawn Slater if you feel like you need more help on the O-line, or a Darashaw. That could work. Denver, I'm assuming you trade up for a quarterback. It's your biggest need. Otherwise, you're a fringe playoff team, let's be honest. And if Atlanta trades down to around this spot, I want a corner. I want Surtain or I want J.C. Horn. Don't let me down. Dallas, you need to take who. If Atlanta trades down the 9 and takes a DB, you need to take whoever they don't take. So Surtain or Horn or even Micah Parsons, maybe. You need defensive help badly. Giants, if I were you guys, I would pray that Rashawn Slater is here. I think he's the best pick. If he's not and Darrishaw's there, take Darrishaw. You need O-line help badly. Look at me, Giants fans. Look at me. No. I know what you want. I know you want Jalen Waddle. I know you want Devontae Smith. No, stop it. You have weapons. You need protection, or Daniel Jones is going to be fumbling the ball again. Look at me, Giants fans. You need offensive linemen. Better be looking at me. You need offensive linemen. Don't mess this up. Philly, best weapon available, or best corner available if you don't like many of the weapons. But I would say getting like a Devontae Smith or a Jalen Waddle for Jalen Hurts, that'd be great for him. Or even the best O-lineman if there's somebody there. Chargers, best O-lineman. This is where I think Darrishaw goes. But I have been wrong before. This is where I think he goes. I just think LA, you've got your franchise quarterback. You need to protect him. Minnesota. Honestly, Minnesota, I'd go best player available. Preferably on the defensive side of the ball. They're in a weird spot. They can't really rebuild because of their team, but they're not quite good enough to compete. I think if maybe you help fix that defense a little bit, maybe that would work. I don't know. Minnesota's in one of those weird fringy spots. New England, I'm assuming you trade up for a quarterback if you don't take the best weapon available here, preferably at wide receiver. Maybe Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, or Rashad Bateman. I think that's what you do here. Arizona, another weird fringy team that could really go a lot of different directions. Either take the best defensive player available or go with O-line. That would be my suggestion. Now, the interesting team here is the Raiders. Now, I'm going to officially say on air for everyone that I am never going to predict again who the Raiders shall draft. Because predicting who the Raiders draft is impossible. Because Mel Kiper and John Gruden do not care about draft rankings. They just like their guys. So, honestly, they will surprise everybody here with some guy that no one was expecting to go in the first round. Or this high, at least. They'll take like Eric Stokes or something. Or Asante Samuel Jr. Or they'll grab Kyle Trask or something with this pick. That'd be something Vegas would do. Right after they find a new Twitter guy. Don't want to talk about it, but yikes. Miami's got their second pick here. Whatever you don't take with the first pick. So if you don't take a weapon with the first pick, take a weapon here. If you take a weapon with the first pick, take an O-lineman here. That's what I'd do. We're going to go for some rapid fire here. Washington. O-line or quarterback if one of them slips. Because at this point, I have not mentioned Mac Jones again. If Mac Jones slips down here, grab him. Chicago, same thing. Weapon or quarterback or O-line. Just something on offense. Take the best offensive player available. Indianapolis. I think they trade back here. Who trades up with them? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe a Cleveland or a Baltimore wants to get a weapon badly. I could see them trading up here. Tennessee, no idea. Another weird team that you can never really guess who they're going to take. Maybe a wideout to replace Corey Davis or just best player available. Jets, best defensive player available, I think is who you go with here. Pittsburgh, see, the smart choice would be O-line, but this is Pittsburgh, so I'm assuming they're going to take a running back and go Najee Harris. Good for them, though. That'd be interesting. Jacksonville 25. You know what? I know James Robinson had a great year last year, but screw it. Bring the Clemson boys together. Take ETN. Get ETN and Trevor Lawrence on the same team. That'd be something. Get the two of them on the same team in the NFL and let him have fun. Give him a safety valve. Cleveland, I don't don't know, really. They don't have a ton of holes. Maybe just filling out that secondary a bit. Baltimore. What was that trade with Kansas City? You just gave a franchise left tackle to the best team in your conference. What are you doing, Baltimore? Why? Why? Oh, man. Baltimore, why? Just why? Package them the trade up to 21 with Indy. Package both picks to trade up to 21 with Indy or draft a wide receiver. I don't know. Have fun, Baltimore. New Orleans. This is where I could see a guy like a Kadarius Toney going, though I could also see them trading back. I would probably go offense with this pick, but they might just go best player available. Green Bay, best player available. I would say I like Creed Humphrey here, the center out of Oklahoma. You just lost Corey Linsley. I think they're going to draft his replacement in this draft at some point. Whether it's this pick, I don't know, but they need somebody. Buffalo. Weapon or O-line help? I mean, there's not really a ton of holes you have. You kind of just need to develop a little bit more. Baltimore again. Let's assume Indianapolis is picking down at this point. I think they take either a weapon or they take the best defensive player available. That's just what I would do. And then finally in the first round, you got the Bucks, who the heck cares who they pick? Whoever they pick is going to turn into be a decent player anyway. And they don't really need whoever that player is to go back to the NFC Championship at least. All in all, it's going to be very interesting, and I'll be very excited and very stressed. But I will also be conducting my yearly live stream on my Instagram account. I'm sorry, I had a blank there for a second, like I always do every year at Avancura205. I will be going live and giving live reactions to the draft at that point in time. So thank you all very much for watching. Enjoy the draft on Thursday. And I will see you in our final quick segment, which will be some MLB and some NHL.